folks at Zach at Feel Free to Argue, and I just wanted to tell you all a bit about this friend of mine. Well, he's not really a friend. He's more kind of an associate. Honestly, I don't even know him that well. But the cool thing about him is whenever we want, do this a lot, we go out and we go to the racetrack. And, I'm not really that big into racing. I was kind of worried about the risk. It just seems like kind of a risky proposition. More, it's like Vegas, the odds are worked to, favor the house. So, knowing this makes it somewhat less satisfying. You know everything's kind of set up against you. But here's the cool part. When I go with my friend supplies the money. However much, I want to bet. And, he's really cool about it. I mean, like I said, I don't know much about him, but I from what I know, it's not like he's fabulously wealthy or anything. He takes some small risks every once in a while, if he bets, he usually bets on, one of the safer, horses in the race. Sometimes he'll take a little bit of a risk, but he won't spend much money on it. I don't know, he doesn't seem to have a lot of money, except when it comes to giving me money. And then he seems to be endlessly generous. He doesn't even care about the kind of risks that I'm taking. And so, because it's not my money, and I can only win, because, if I'm losing, it's just losing his money, I tend to go and make these wild bets, and why not? It's great. I have to admit that, like, if I was at a racetrack by myself and I saw something that was 100 to 1, I probably wouldn't bet on that. Because, even if you're only betting like $20, you're pretty sure you're going to lose that $20, if the horse is 100 to 1. But you know what? Ever since my friend started putting up the money, sure, why the fuck not? Go ahead, put $100, $200, couple $1,000 on that 100 to 1 shot. Every once in a while that 100 to 1 pays off. And boy, when they pay off, do they pay off big time. That's awesome. Those are good nights for me and my friend. When I score, because I take him out for drinks afterwards, and I try to be generous, if he's setting me up, so I try to make sure that we have a good night that night. We go out, have a few drinks, have a good time. But, I don't know. I just worry sometimes, because he doesn't seem like a really rich guy, that maybe sometime he's going to run out of money. But, honestly, I can't be too concerned about it, because, you'd think, why would he be letting me do this, if he couldn't afford it? Ultimately, he's responsible for his own money, isn't he? My friend, shouldn't he take care about, like, how I'm spending his money? Well, we're getting pretty close to the truth of the matter now, and I think as most of you probably guessed by this point, I have no magical friend who takes me to the racetrack and loans me his money to make bets with. But this is honestly the way that I think of our banking fiasco. And for a long time, we've been covering crazy bets for people. And the bets have kept getting crazier and crazier. Why? Well, it's a normal human tendency, If there aren't any consequences, if you can only win, if there's no way that you can lose, well, why not? Shoot the moon. Go crazy. Have fun. Try to make as much as you can. So, the next time you think about this kind of stuff, when you think about the bank bailout, when you think about, when you hear people saying that these executives need to have their money, otherwise, our whole society is going to fall apart. Remember that this is basically what's been going on. Except that the friend, well, he's no friend of yours. And You're in the position of, actually, you're the friend. And the person who's been taking your money is the banks. So, I don't know, I just wanted to kind of put it that way to give maybe some people a different way of looking at things. Because since we got rid of Glass-Steagall and anything else that separated commercial banking from investment banking, this is what's been going on. And for example, I mean, I know I've criticized Geithner for reducing the reporting requirements, but honestly, if there's no barrier between the commercial bank and the investment bank, why should he care how much risk they're taking on? Why should he care about how exposed they are? Because, you know, it's not him that's on the hook. It's you. You know, the people in the banking industry, they can only win. Because no matter what they do, no matter what they do, we're going to be there for them. We're going to, and, you know, now that you see Geithner's plan is being revealed now. And for those of you who are really interested in getting into the details of it, I mean, all you need to do is check out Paul Krugman. I'll try to post to Paul Krugman's article on it. But I mean, Paul Krugman's really clear about it. You know, it's basically Paulson's cash for trash dressed up with some extra bells and whistles. That's all it is. So, we're on the hook. The banks are going to be making bets with our money. Let's go to the track. Let's see if the nag will come in first. Well, there you go. Hope we get lucky. This is Zach Elliott, and as always, you can feel free to argue.